Good evening. Tonight, what I'm going to talk about is I found this guy on eBay. He does bits for the O-gauge Lima Class 33. You can see roughly from this drawing, he does an overbit for the frames for the bogie. He also does controls and the bulkhead with the seats on for the driver and second man or whatever, maybe a guard, to go in the cab. Now, as you know, I'm building the Gauge 1 Class 33. I started to make the controls to go in, but then when I see these guys, they're 3D printed, but they're very good quality. So have a look at that. You can see the controls on there, the handbrake, the controllers, forward and reverse. You've got the straight air brake, the train brake. Then you've got, sticking up in the middle, you have the bit which is the route indicator from the other side. So that would go through the centre window of a Class 33, which is the route indicator box. So yes, these are very good quality. So I got hold of this guy and asked him if he could make the same thing to fit the Gauge 1. So these are built for the Lima O-gauge, and they come, there's two of these, obviously one for each end. So there's the two of those. But the other thing you get in the bag as well, and this comes free postage. The whole lot of this is £21. I think is really good. So that's the bulkhead, and on the actual one, I mean, obviously this is a bit bigger, but where that goes is kind of there. So it lines up with the actual door of the loco, because the seats fit on these lugs there. That window there is going into the engine room of the loco. So you have your controls, and then behind that you have that, and then the seats going on there. So, and you get the seats as well. In another little bag, you have 3D printed seats, 4 of them, 2 at each end. And well, I think for that money, for £21, that's amazing. All right, I was going to make that myself, but as you can see, the quality of that is, to me, is outstanding. You've got the change end switch there. You've got the sunflower for the AWS on there. So basically everything's there. You've got your fault lights and various other bits that come on. The gauges, show your air pressure, your brake cylinder, all of it. Everything is on there. And you've got the 3 fault lights that come on as well, which will show you various things that are wrong. I mean, I trained on the Class 33 when I was a driver. That was the loco that I took my original exam on to become a driver. So yes, so they've always been a loco that I've liked, because obviously I worked on them. So that's why I wanted to build this Gauge 1. And so when I found these on eBay, I thought, I've got to have them, because the quality is just the best I've ever seen. So I contacted the guy and I sent him loads of photos. He took the measurements, and I've just ordered them. So they haven't come yet, but they may be here by the weekend. As soon as they come, I will start putting them in the cab. Now, anyone that's seen my earlier video, I did start making controls, the basic desk inside, but I've also now spent the time taking them out, ready to fit these in. I just pop this in. I mean, it's too small, obviously, but you can kind of see what it will look like. I mean, obviously the others will be bigger, and the route indicator will fill the middle window. But even though that's too small, you can see. So anybody that's got one of the Gauge 1, the O-gauge Lima Class 33, and wants to upgrade it, here, like I say on the photo, he does the actual proper bogey for that. I will probably copy something like that to make the overlays of the ones to go on the bogies that I've got, because all the detail is there. And I've got most of that, so I can probably prefabricate that myself. But as you can see from that picture, it really does set the whole thing off. So I can't wait for mine to come, really, and make it look really good. I think that will really set it off. The bulkhead I will make myself, because I think that's quite simple, really. I can just draw around the opening there, and it goes where the door is there. So it's quite easy to do. So I don't really need him to 3D print that for me. I can work that one out myself. And obviously once I've got the controls and everything done on the inside, painted on the inside, I can then, because these cabs need to glue onto the actual base plate of the loco that I'm building, so you need to do all of the detail and everything else first before that part happens. So yes, it was just a small video, but I just wanted you to know what is out there, and when I see them, I thought, for the price, it's just phenomenal. So I might even treat myself to a O gauge Lima class 33 and use these in it, just to see for myself, the detail that you can add to it, and obviously it just improves the look all round. So as soon as I get my gauge 1 3D printed controls, we'll see how they fit. I might have to modify bits and pieces to fit, because he's only taken from photographs and measurements, so I don't really know how good that's going to be until we see it. But I'm sure that we'll be able to get round and get them fitted. He seemed pretty confident that he could make it work first time, so that's good enough for me. So anyway, that ends my little video for tonight, and as soon as I get the parts, we'll make another one. So anyway, thank you very much for now.